Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Indian Racing League. This is round 4, and we are in Jeddah tonight at the circuit. I think it's called Corniche Circuit in the night sky. What a beautiful track this is, and a recipe for disaster and chaos. We'll kick off with a qualifying session. We will have two people commentating tonight, so keep an eye out for a surprise guest as Sumer, our season 5 winner, says hello. Sumer, how are you doing and do you have the game yet? If yes, please grace us with your presence. I remember last 1 or 2 seasons you did reserve for us, and I think you won a race or two as well. So it would be interesting to have you back on the grid once again as Princess Behavior from Yash Kosalia is on the mediums. I don't know what is he trying to do. Maybe just trying to get a feel of the track while he does not want to waste a set of brand new soft tires until he puts in a competitive lap time. But yes, that is Yash on a set of mediums, and hopefully we might see him come back in the pits by the end of this lap. But meanwhile, I think Raman is one of the first people to complete the lap. Let's see how he takes the final corner. Pretty safe there, did not take a lot of risk, and across the line comes Raman with a 128.5. What about Gosalia? Chips, give me a minute while I join the party chat, and Gosalia is going to trundle across the line to ensure his lap time is not at all competitive. But I'm not sure why he finished this lap. Maybe for the delta for the next lap. That medium tire will have now 2 laps under its belt. All right, so let me quickly start my screen sharing, and I think welcoming to the comms box is the man, the myth, the legend, the professional and full-time eSports and Codemasters critic, Chips. How are you doing? And it's been a while since this channel has heard your beautiful voice. Tell us what you've been up to and why haven't you bought this Game of the Year material Codemasters product yet?
Thank you for that illustrious introduction, Malo. Very grateful to be back. I have missed doing this actually. This comms has been something that I've quite enjoyed over the time that I've been in IRL. And yeah, so I've not bought the game. I just don't like it. I don't like the handling model. Contrary to popular belief, I don't like it. It's quite appreciated by most people who have played with the new handling model and all, but I'm not a very big fan. What about you? Why haven't you taken the game yet?
Well, I think I have run out of my racing years now. I don't want to race at all. It's just something that I've maybe outgrown. So Shooter has been kind enough. Shooter, by the way, who is in P3, and Shooter, by the way, who I penalized for an incident in the last race versus Raman. So yeah, but Shooter was kind enough to lend me his game for commentary purposes, and that is why the good people of IRL can hear and watch the official stream. Chips, 10 people have put in lap times so far, 9 which are representative to an extent. What about that lap time from Suraj? He's just a tenth and a half away from Redstone Derp, and that seems pretty competitive, even though Redstone might have a few tenths up his sleeve.
I think it was Hungary or was it Spa where Suraj was very, very quick as well. I think he was 5th or 4th on the grid. So I think he's there in quali trim, maybe race trim. I think it's more so he needs a little more luck than anything else. He has quite a bit of pace. But yeah, he's been on it, I'd say. I would expect to see a possible podium for him.
Yeah, maybe it is Jeddah, so anything could happen.
He is quite handy at Jeddah, if if my memory serves me right. So as we see, Oxidize have a little snap there. Are we going to see any contenders out on track anytime soon, you think, or have they all just settle into the pits for a moment now to gather their
I think
thoughts
you
and
might
figure
see a
out?
few people out soon because you would usually want three laps as far as qualifying. It's a three hot laps. So I expect there we go. Redstone just right on cue is on an out lap. Noble is in the pits yet. So Noble, who did
Noble
get
has
pole,
left the session. I think you can send him an invite.
oh, has he? Now
Yes.
that is very difficult for me because I have no idea how to send invites on this new
I
game with the
think
whole.
you can press here R1 and yeah, you should be able to find it. Or I
Yeah,
think you may be able to do it from the PlayStation card. Maybe? I
you're
have no
talking
idea.
gibberish if
Oh,
if I'm concerned because I have no idea about this game. So that
I
really
think we
sucks.
can ask somebody else to
Yeah, I
invite
think
him. That would be the
Chips,
best course of action.
if you can tag people, that would
Yeah.
help. Chips on
All
Discord.
right.
But yes, Noble, I think he did get pole in the first race, I believe. I have
That was Silverstone
little
Reverse, right?
Silverstone, yes, the Silverstone reverse. He did get pole, but Justnu got him off the line. Justnu, by the way, has won all races he has participated in this season. So let's see if he can make it 3 out of 3. He's some ways off of the top spots right now in qualifying, and but his teammate, of course, Suraj is in a good position. Redstone has just started a lap. Do you want to take us through this lap, maybe, Chips? We're
All
on board
right.
with Redstone.
Why not? Through turns 1 and 2 on board with Redstone. That's a little snap there as he hugs the wall and now approaching this fast left hand. It's very easy to make a mistake and clip the inside wall, but he navigates it with perfection. His long right hand. It's a very tricky section, this one. But Redstone is known to be, I think, a master of Jeddah. Every time he's navigated Jeddah, he's done well. And on cue, it's been what, 3 minutes into my return here, and I have already given a great commentator's curse to Redstone Derp,
I think
who
there is
has
some
messed up
issue
his
with the
lap.
lobby as well because I saw a message of migrating host and someone else
Did
left
you?
the session as I think Oxidize left the session as well.
Oxidize left the session, yeah, that he
So
did.
I think we might be heading towards the re-lobby. I'm not too sure if things
Alright.
get really worse. Basil is on a lap, and
So I think we can pick up where he left off because this is around the part where Redstone left off. So let's resume our onboard lap with URL Basil, who clips the wall and is now going towards the DRS zone. Wow, it's so poetic. It's like about 8 months on, but the commentator's curse still lives on in full fruition. End sector to URL Basel 1 minute point 770. Now entering the final sector, there's a very fast section of track. You ideally would want to slipstream down here, but I don't think Basil is lucky enough to get that from the Aston Martin up ahead, who has already exited the last corner. So entering the last corner, let's see what the Ferrari driver can do. Gets a decent exit now. Is going to dump all his battery. DRS open, taking the shortest possible run to the line, coming across the line. And what will this lap net him? It'll only be P7. He will not be happy with that.
Suraj, meanwhile, is about to complete his lap. He is up on his time just marginally, and he's not gonna get a tow from the car who's just starting a lap. Suraj
See,
does
he
go.
breaks into the 126s.
Wow, what a lap, and so close to. Oh well, it's not close. It's a 3:10 delta. I completely misread the
Still.
time Redstone earlier said. I thought it was 26.9. In fact, it's at 26.6. So yeah, well, I'm sorry, Redstone, for doubting the margin you had to the rest of the
What
field.
about Jishnu?
Yep, Jishnu just about to complete his lap, and good news is that VFix has joined. I don't know who is the host now, but let's hope that the connection is stable for everyone.
Rahul improves to P5.
And
Jishnu improves to
Jishnu!
P1.
What a lap!
Alright.
What a lap!
He's a 10th clear of Redstone right now. Redstone, however, as we saw, he has the capability to go quicker. He is pretty quick around here. I think he's won every RL race, every D1 race that has been held here. Is that the case?
I wouldn't know. Maybe Caesar, if he's watching, can.
Yeah, Caesar
And
loves his
first,
stats, as we all do.
Yeah, I don't know. Someone to keep an eye out on once we are done spectating I am Rahul's lap is Smith, because it's been a lackluster start to the season. Not great in qualifying. His race pace hasn't been
I
that
think he's
great
about to finish
either.
his lap.
And let's see where Smith is. Is about to finish his lap,
Yep.
and he goes speed
Speed
9. That is
9.
respectable in the top 10.
Yeah, I
And
think
then
given
let's see
the
what I am Rahul is
he's on
about to do.
an in lap. I think he just finished his lap moments before Jishnu crossed the line. So that was the
Oh yes,
McLaren ahead
he
of
is on an
Jishnu.
end lap, but doesn't feel like it. I should have.
You can have a look at Sid probably. Is he on a lap? No, he's just finished his lap. I think his
Seems to be on a
battery
hot
is
lap, but
running
yeah, the
low.
battery is. Yeah.
Probably Yash or I think Noble's still not rejoined. So is Yash on
So
a
yes,
lap or is he
is
just doing race runs? What's that
doing.
Weston doing in the background?
I think
For a
just
moment it looked like he's about to
generating
win it
heat.
into the wall.
But yes, I think. I mean, not. I think we clearly can see Yash on a race run. So maybe didn't have enough practice chips during the week, and he wants
Probably,
to
yeah.
get used to the track and the handling model. I don't know if the curves are recalibrated a little bit. That there are some curves you can take on this game. There are some that you might not be able to, and there are some, of course, that you might altogether want to avoid. But either way,
Especially I think
rest.
the one where Redstone had made the mistake on his prior lap. But yeah, I think you can
Yeah.
take us through this lap, Malav. Maybe give Redstone a chance before I put another
Yeah.
commentator's curse on him. Go for
Without the
it.
commentators curse. Here goes our pole sitter from the last weekend restaurant dub. Keeps it to the right of the track and takes the first corner, takes a healthy amount of curb, but the car did feel a thing, it felt like. And then takes it through the second and the third corner. That's a corner coming fast at you for the first left right left section, and then here's the corner where he made that mistake. This time no mistakes at all, again takes a lot of curve but keeps his car pointing in the right direction through the first sector split. He's up by 2 tenths. This is going to be scary. This could be a low 26s if he continues to keep this advantage through the hairpin, slightly uphill. Now this is also going to be a dangerous corner, as most of them are very close to the wall, Redstone. But I think that is still gaining. I think he will come to the second sector split in the next few seconds before he has one more fast corner to navigate. He has kept his 2 tenths advantage, and now he has to keep the car line of least resistance through these next corners, if you can call them, and has one braking decision to go. This is where Max Verstappen gave it all away back in 2021. Redstone Dub does not make the same mistake. Smooth on the exit, and across the line he'll come, and this might be in the 126, low 126, and there it is, but still only half a tenth faster than Jishnu. Chips, that gives us hope that there could be a battle for pole we have on our hands here.
Well, now all we have to do is wait for Jishnu to come out of the pits and set his final flying lap. I don't think Redstone has enough time to go for another run unless he, for some reason, has taken extra fuel on board. But yeah, that was a stellar lap. 2 purple sectors. I don't think it was a purple third sector for Redstone, but I can't really be sure
Yeah,
about that. I think he lost a little bit of time.
I think the fast set of corners, the left right, just after the second sector split, he was a bit cautious there. It felt like, so
Probably just
maybe
didn't want
that's
to take
where,
too many risks there. Undue
yeah,
risks are always
yeah,
too
and
problematic.
yeah, it wouldn't be, uh, probably wasn't worth to throw it all away in those final couple of corners. But yes, Jishnu is on an
Indeed.
outlap. So is Suraj. Shooter, by the way, P4, a surprise to see him above the likes of Rahul and VFX. So this is going to be
Everybody's
hotly contested top 5.
Well, the final runs are yet to come. I'll never say never. And I think we're going to see, is this Yash on a hot lap? It is, although I think we have Deadly Mosquito also on an out lap. I'm a little worried for Mosquito because I'm sure he's going to catch up to some traffic before the end of his lap. He's a few corners ahead of Yash, but let's have a look at what the Williams driver can do. Alright, that's a nicely taken set of corners, and let's see what Yash does at the end of sector 1. It's a 32.4, so this would still not get him anywhere close to what Parth has done, although there's 2 more sectors for him to gain time. I'm sure that time was with a fuel tank, yellow flags. I'm sure people are slowing down. That may be Redstone, who is just pulling up to the side to avoid giving anybody any trouble. Mosquito is going to encounter some traffic, but although that may prove to be a lifetime for him, we are going to see him get a good toe down this back straight. I think that was a little too hot in that corner, and I think this is the McLaren of Rahul, is it? I think, no, that was Shooter, probably. No, it was the McLaren
It was
of
Rahul.
Rahul.
Yeah.
So, coming up to the final corner, there is a little bit of traffic, but that gets out the way. Deadly Mosquito takes the final corner and is going to come up to the line. DRS wide open for the Aston Martin driver. The Mercedes is about to start his lap. That is Jishnu. Deadly Mosquito across the line does not improve, and that I'm sure is the end of his quali session. Let's go over to Jishnu, Madhav.
Yep, Jishnu.
Oh, there's a slide there.
Wow, that
does not go well. Yeah.
Yeah, not a great start to the lap, but he has plenty of corners to make up for it. What about Suraj? He's actually ahead on track than Jishnu. So
he wants a bit of clear air. I think in case somebody ahead of Jishnu has a bit of a mistake, then that could be a little distracting for Jishnu. But let's see what Suraj can do. Jishnu is apparently popular. Is that just the same bug that's been there for generations now? Suraj is not up by much.
It's just matching his time.
Actually, he's slower than his personal
Jishnu, by the way, up by a 10th. In the first sector.
This is critical. I think we can just switch over to Suraj once we see Jishnu cross the second sector line. So let's see what the Mercedes driver can do as we come to the end of the second sector. It is up by a 10th, almost, 1.2 tenths. But let's see what Suraj can do. We have to see Jishnu's last sector. And Suraj improves, but not by much. It's not enough. Let's see if Shooter or Rahul can displace Suraj. But let's have a look at Jishnu. What about Vifix? What about Rahul? We have quite a few contenders here, and that is Shooter across the line. He could not improve. I think Yash went up to, no, that's Basil or Smith, I think, who went up to the top 10. But what about Jishnu? Comes across the line. That is not going to be P1 for Jishnu.
1,000th of a second, Chips.
Ridiculous, Caps. Ridiculous.
That is so close. And I don't know how far we'll have to go to reach a race where we have had a qualifying decided or the pole position decided by 1,000th of a second. That is immense.
Jishnu is going to be cursing himself over that mistake that he made at the exit of the second corner. That is, I think that's costed him, clearly costed him pole.
Yeah, that would have cost him maybe half a tenth. Just that mistake alone.
Insane.
He would have been on pole.
They are half a second away from the next car. And the next car is 2 tenths away from the car behind him. So there's a lot of wheel spread, but what I'm really surprised about is the likes of Vifix. Vifix usually is pretty handy in qualifying. Down in P6 over... Yeah, it is over a second behind Redstone and Jishnu.
Yeah, I really don't know what has gone wrong for Vifix. Hopefully he can turn it around in the race. And well, unfortunately Noble could not set a lap time at all. So let's hope that the Red Bulls have a much better race than they had qualifying, Chips. But that's the end of qualifying, and 18 minutes of action separated at the end by 0.001 seconds. That's how fine the margins are in IRL and sometimes in real life as well. But Redstone expectedly takes pole by an unexpected margin. Suraj, very good qualifying for him in P3 just behind Jishnu, and then he's going to be joined by Rahul on the second row of the grid, and well behind him is the likes of Rahul, Shooter, Vifix, Baz, Sepoy, Gosalia and Smith rounding up the top 10. 1.5 tenths, 1.5 seconds separating the top 10, but then 5 tenths separating P2 and P3.
Well, it is quite crazy that the top 6 are the only ones within a second of the leader, of the pole sitter.
Yep.
But I think that's just how it goes sometimes.
Strategy, Chips? Any idea? I'm assuming it's a standard one stop with a medium to hard.
Yeah, exactly. I would expect somebody like Noble to probably take. I would expect that he should take a gamble, given that he's at the back. There's nothing to lose from there. Going through traffic, it will just lose him time. So maybe bolt on a sort of softs. Hope and pray for a safety car. Maybe.
Yep, possible. And safety cars are very likely
very
on this track.
Around here. Indeed. Let's have a look at the tire situation. Does anybody opt for the softs? No. Alright. Only 2 runners on the hards, that is Sid and Oxidized. The entire field, Malav, is on the mediums. Is that surprising to you? Or is
That
that
is
rather
surprising.
expected?
I expected a few more drivers on the hards, but then we have watched most drivers opt for the mediums at the starting tires in the previous races as well. So maybe that's just what people like to call the meta. That's just maybe the safest option, and the pace delta chips between hards and mediums might just be too high that even if you're on auto strategy in the first range you just lose so much time to people around you that maybe it's just not worth it going on a set of hards.
Indeed. And it is
But
the
we'll
two
see where
teammates.
there are long DRS zones on this track, so unless you have good amount of downforce and can navigate through the twisty sections in the first sector, maybe it is easy to follow around this track, especially sector 2, sector 3. So let's wait and watch how this unfolds, and I'm sure the likes of VFX, Noble would be they will be itching to get this underway and make up a few positions, especially VFX, because he would not want the likes of Jishnu and Redstone to run away with this and make it a 2-horse race merely laps after the 5 laps go out.
Although I think that has been the case, hasn't it? In the past few races that we've seen, Jishnu just disappear sometimes into the distance.
Yeah, it has been. We saw that
Stellar
in
pace.
Belgium,
Yes.
where that happened. So let's wait and watch.
Everyone weaving about. So, anything we should look out for, Malav, that any trend that you've noticed over the past few races at the racetrack?
Not particularly. Maybe I should have, but I haven't. As Nubshan has given us the first prediction for tonight, and for people who are watching, please drop in more predictions. Who do you think is going to finish on the podium? Nubshan has his money on Azun. Well, Nubshan, I'm sorry. That's probably just not gonna happen.
Redstone
so-
did not get his car lined up perfectly, Malav. Only driver to do so as of now, and somebody is left.
and he has
That's
an
Yash and Redstone, who have had similar fortune. So does this small advantage? Never mind. Smith has also joined that pack. But I think Malav, you can take the race start, because I think it will be a little disorienting for me, or maybe you want me to go for it.
I'm just trying to get a good angle here. Yeah, there we go. Chips, you can take the race start.
Alright, 5 lights ahead of the drivers. It's lights out, and away we go. It seems to be a good start for Jishnu, good start for Redstone. Let's see who's going to have the lead into turn 1. I think it's Jishnu with the inside line. He does lock up as a little rear lock, but then going to go side by side through turns 2, approaching turn 3. This is a very tricky section of track. I'm sure that Redstone is just going to cut his losses right now and just settle in behind Jishnu and live to fight another lap. And I see that the midfield is getting a little spicy here now. This is Bifix, who's still in P6, his original starting position. Ahead of him is Shooter, and that's not the ideal line for Bifix. That's going to cost him a lot of time, and Basil will not be happy with that one bit. Bifix almost cut across him as Basil was coming at speed. But as we end sector 1, most of the field still seems to be in the same order that they were. But look at that, Yash Gosale with a 10-second penalty. Deadly Mosquito, I think, has fallen to the back of the grid. But up front, what a start for Jishnu. This is exactly what he needed. What about Noble and I think that's Smith. Smith was also
Noble, I believe, started P18.
Noble was P17 and he's already up to P11. That is
wow, what a start
exceptional
by
for
Noble.
him.
And look at that,
look up
1
front.
second already the gap between.
This is exactly, I think, what you said
and
the fix
Suraj.
would be fearing.
Yeah.
This is not what the other guys need. So if this is the trend that we're going to see, it's just a battle for P3 in this race. The battle for the lead, however, is about to come alive. Redstone versus Jishnu. We end lap 1. Jishnu does not get the best exit out of the last corner, and that's going to give Redstone a bit of a run. He may use some battery and try to have a go at it. And to the start of the second lap, Jishnu with the fastest lap, obviously, as you would expect it, but Redstone is a bit too far behind to make a move right there. What about further back? I see that's Noble and Sepoya, I want to say, who are battling it out for the final place in the top 10. And Noble has gone up to the top 10. He is, I think he's gone up 7 positions, isn't it, Malo? Yeah, 7 positions, 17th to 10th. in a matter of one lap. Take a
What
bow, Noble Gato. Well
what
done.
a start! What a start, Noble. Full props to him for avoiding all the chaos that was ensuing around him. Look at the number of people who have lost positions in the bottom half of the field. The
Exactly.
Deadly
Yeah.
Mosquito with the biggest loss there, with 6 positions lost. Sepoy losing 3 positions. Smith losing 2. Past Solankin, there's further change of
That's
positions there
the
as
hard
Azun,
runner. You would expect that,
yeah,
Oxidize and
oxidized.
Sid to have issues. But up front, let's have a look. So 7 is within DRS range of Redstone. And I think this is going to be a little difficult. It's going to be a problem for the guy in the lead. DRS train around here can be very powerful, but it can also prove to be a very costly issue for you if you end up making a bit of a mistake here. And is this going to be a swap for position? Is this tactical? What are these two going to do? How do these two play it out? And that's Jishnu going for a dive there. Wouldn't have expected that once Redstone made the move. And I think this time around Jishnu may have DRS. Let's have a look. It is Jishnu with the DRS. Redstone in the fastest lap. Suraj takes the fastest lap, and Jishnu retakes the lead. So there is tactics going on between Redstone and Jishnu. Our top two in the race, and this is Rahul versus Shooter. Curiously enough, Vifix is not anywhere to be seen. He's in the background there. That's not what you would have expected. But that Shooter up into P4.
Yeah, despite people battling the likes of Rahul and Shooter, VFX is still not within DRS. Is it a setup issue? Is
he
it
just doesn't have the confidence in the car? Yeah, probably. I would assume that he's either not very familiar with the Saudi on this game, or maybe it's a proper setup issue for him, because we know him to be a pretty handy driver. Wouldn't expect to have him be around about a second
he
game.
He is within DRS now, so let's see if
he is teetering on the brink of it, Malav. He will need to absolutely nail the next corner in order to stay within that DRS range, although I think he's just managed to do so in time. He would probably have DRS. Let's have a look.
Just might not.
Have a look. I think his wing is shut. No, it is not. So Vifix is not having a particularly jolly time around here, but somebody who is giving us quite a nice battle is Redstone versus Jishnu. And that is Sepoy with the penalty. So it's Yash and Sepoy who have penalties as of now, and Jishnu is causing Redstone a bit of trouble, I think.
Yeah, I did expect Jishnu to go for that overtake right after he was overtaken. That's something I didn't expect. But here goes Redstone. I think he's just scaring Jishnu into a mistake, and I think Jishnu knew the better of it. I believe both of them might be in the same party chat, so they are going to keep it civil but entertaining for us in the comments box. But the good thing for Suraj is that he's able to latch on and he's able to hang on.
Look at the gap behind him, Malav.
So
almost 2 seconds.
Yeah, so anything happens to the two of them, Jishnu and Redstone, which is unlikely, I believe. Suraj can take advantage of it. So let's keep an eye out on that. VFX still, as you said, teetering on that edge of the DRS, and I think Rahul is now also just about falling out of DRS of Shooter. So some gaps forming, Chips, after the initial couple of laps, and the pace and the familiarity of drivers with this track probably now showing. What a beautiful shot. That's a helicopter shot we have been waiting for all night. But here goes Redstone. Look at the closing speed of Suraj there.
Suraj gone off the track. He almost said goodnight to his race there.
Yeah, when I said the closing speed, I should have known that he should have applied his brakes when he didn't. Jishnu defending, I don't know if that's the smartest choice.
Textbook DRS games, Malav. This is, I want to say, very reminiscent to what we've seen between Charles Leclerc and Max in 2022.
Max. Yep.
Yeah, that was one legendary battle, and we may be seeing something similar with these two over the remaining 21 laps of this race.
Yep. So that is
this one.
Redstone up into P1. I was going to say lap 5, but I'm sure that's not the last change of lead that we have seen this race. VFX still in P6, now being caught by Basil. Maybe Baz can try to have a move on and get ahead of his good friend. Maybe
they usually work in tandem. They don't work against each other. Somebody went off. Was that? Or was I just Did I
There
see
might
that wrong?
have
I
been.
thought it was a Red Bull who went up. That may have been Noble who just had a slight off-track moment.
Yeah. So Noble
I
now 1.7 seconds. I think he has the pace to catch Yash, who does not have DRS either. So let's have a look. If he can make some inroads, that Sepoy has
This is a
been
place to
overtaken
Smith.
by Smith. So Smith just into top 10, not yet. The Peeler, there's a yellow flag. Is that oxidized?
It must be. Just check his front wing if he has any front wing at all.
I can't go to an off-board shot here.
Maybe a cinematic
Yeah,
camera. He is missing his left end plate.
Yeah, end plate is missing.
So it's only something to be alarmed about. But no safety car right now. Is that? Oh, that's a disconnected car of Parth. We start lap 5, and are we going to see a battle here? Are we going to see a simple DRS overtake here? By the way, Suraj has fallen back 2.5 seconds, so I'm sure something's gone wrong with him during that lap, his car during that lap. Had to fall back that much because he was actually keeping up pretty well to the back of Redstone and Jishnu.
Yeah, and so I don't know what has happened to Suraj. Maybe he made a mistake somewhere. Rahul might have made a mistake because look at VFX is just suddenly popped up in DRS. Although Rahul did not seem to lose a lot of time to shoot her, so maybe it's just VFX getting a move on and finally bringing his tires to life. So that is good news for VFX and for Basil.
Basil, I think, is having to push a little bit here. If you just saw, he just went over the curb in the background there. I think his tires may be overheating a little bit. He's been following VFX quite closely for, what is it, about 5 laps now?
Yeah, is that something which is built in the game? Overheating of tires if you follow a car?
Yes, I think that is the one feature that was also quite proudly advertised by EA. That's another yellow flag. Is that
deadly?
Sid? No, that is deadly. That is deadly mosquito. Sorry,
and he has half his wing absent in the front of his car. And Noble almost catching up to that was
Yash has gone over the curb there, so Noble will not be happy. Although he will be happy that he has DRS down this section. And with the help of that slit open in the rear wing of his Red Bull, he will draw level. But I think they're trying to play DRS chicken here, trying to see which one of them will fall for it. But no, I think in the end, Noble decided that it makes more sense to stay ahead of the Williams. Up front, I think that is Rahul, VFX and Shooter battling it out as we go towards turn 1. I think it's at least VFX and Rahul pretty close. VFX has gone ahead of Rahul, by the way. But this is the battle that we're looking at. Noble versus Yash, and wow, that was close. That was a close call there. Yash is not going to give this a lot of fight, but I think he will have to because this is not a part of the track where you can really go for a move. And Noble moves up into P8. Yash falls down to P9, and now he has Raman, the kickstabber of Raman, right behind him.
Yeah, so Rahul has been overtaken by VFX, and that was very bold of Noble to just close the door there.
Yash
he did not. He was not in a mood to give Yash the inside line, and he has overtaken Yash for P8, although Yash...
We have a yellow. Is that Azun? I think Azun has had a bit of a spin, Madhav, because he's well behind the next car, and we saw yellow flag, prolonged yellow flag in that section. So I think Azun... Oh, that's 2 cars in the background. That's Vintage and Sepoy. Is it? That's a VSC. That's a VSC, Madhav.
Yeah, it is a VSC, and that was synchronized spinning from both of them. That was almost comical. I think Vintage has no front wing at all. And
question for you, Madhav. I know he retired, but did you see him at any point come out on track? Because last weekend we remember him not serving his quali ban. Did he do so this time around?
I didn't really check. But now that you have mentioned it, I'm sure someone will go back in the stream and check for us.
VFX! What is going on with the Red Bull driver tonight? And the lead changes hands once again. Jishnu now takes the lead. Although Redstone wants to switch back, Redstone wants that lead. I think they will have to hold station for now. But whatever is going on with the Red Bull driver, VFX has got himself a drive-through. And he will have to serve it within the next 3 laps or he will be disqualified.
Yes, he will have to do that. And in all that, Suraj has lost a position to Shooter. So we missed that part as well. The Shooter up into P3 now. Let's see if he can keep this P3 or can Suraj come back. Although both of them have lost tremendous time. Slowly but surely becoming a 2-horse race, this one.
Do you think Suraj has used up a lot of his tires to try and keep up with Redstone?
And maybe battery as well to keep up. but hasn't really been able to do so. Let's see when VFX decides to pit. I mean, not pit, but when VFX decides to serve his drive-through penalty. It's really annoying. We've seen this time and again, Chips, where drivers get caught out by that delta towards the end of the VSC period, and I think the good policy is to always be safe than sorry.
Yes.
But VFX may be trying to gain those marginal tenths.
Well, I think he
was a bit greedy, or it was a glitch, or as he has a tank slap.
Is he going to box already, or does he brave it out for another lap? No, he's going to box. He doesn't want to take a chance with it, and the lead changes hands once again. Redstone and Jishnu, and a few positions being shuffled around. I think they are just trying to help
that
each
was
other out
a
at this
standard
point.
overtake, the one which we've seen so many times this race. Baz, by the way, is now up into P5. So I am Rahul falling back a little bit. First, he was overtaken by VFX, although VFX now with that drive through might be nowhere near
Where will
to the
he come
podium
out
positions.
though? Will he come out? Has he already come out on track?
Yes,
He
come
is.
out in P10.
Oh, it's P10, 8 seconds behind the next car. That is. It just doesn't seem to be going very well for him, does it, tonight?
Yeah,
He has Sidvi behind him, and that's Sepoy with another penalty, so I think that brings his total up to, I want to say, 6 seconds.
Yeah, it's 6 seconds for Sepoy, 10 for Gosalia. There's a yellow flag,
and
there's
that's
a retirement. It could be a safety car.
That
It
has
is
to be a safety car.
It
It's
is
a full course safety car, my love. So I wanted to ask, it was too early to discuss it earlier, but what do we do for strategy? What do you think the drivers are going to go about?
It's easy for the medium runners to just, it's a no-brainer to go on the hard tires. So
yeah, 15 laps. I think that makes sense. Yeah.
But the people who have started on the hards, which only said Venkatesh now, who still, that is going to be tough for Sid. Does he hang on and does he just stay out for one more safety car? And
what these two do, they come into the pits, no pit entry issues. What about the likes of Shooter, Suraj, Baz? I'm sure everybody's going to come in. Is there someone who's going to take a gamble? At this point, maybe Vifix would take a gamble at staying out. He won't gain a lot out of it, but he may do something like that. He's been known to do some very interesting strategies in the past.
I think he might come in. I think it's
let's see. I think it is too predictable now. So I think Vifix actually played it perfectly. Had he waited another lap to service drive-through, he would have been caught out very, very badly. Sid pits as well. So the entire field is coming into the pits. What do the hard runners do? Like Sid and I think it is Oxidize who were.
Well, Oxidize was on hards, but he did pit because of that incident.
For the crash,
so
Sid onto
Sid
the
is
mediums.
on a set of mediums, and I'm pretty sure.
I think he expects another safety car.
Yeah.
Or maybe just wants to pit again and get his mandatory out of the way.
But then, do you think people would have two hard tire sets in their allocation?
I don't think. I
don't think the game allows that in either. I mean, in any of the.
Azun is staying out.
Yeah,
fair enough. He has pitted. He's pitted the lap prior, so.
What about Oxidize? Does he come in? I don't think he would, because
one would expect they are a long way behind the pack, so they can make some very wild strategy calls. Maybe somebody would opt for the softs, expecting another safety car in close proximity. As when we've seen when the cars are so closely bunched together, there's a tendency for accidents and incidents to occur.
Right. So Chips, Suraj was not really able to. I mean, to begin with, fight the likes of Jishnu or Redstone for the race lead, and then towards the end of the stint, he was not able to keep up either. Now it is Shooter who is behind them. Do you think maybe Shooter has the kind of pace that, especially now that it's the hard tires, more durable, you can lean on them a little bit now with the safety car as well, and you have a few laps of relaxed running. Do you think maybe Shooter can lay a charge on the top two and give them something to worry about apart from each other?
If I can be honest, it is in his best interest to just manage his pace and manage the gap ahead and behind him. These two are just
the podium
too quick.
Is what you're saying.
Yeah, just secure a podium for himself. But for the sake of our viewing pleasure, yes, Shooter, please do go for it. Battle these two. I'm sure he has the pace. He's been showing reasonable pace, but honestly, I don't think that he has that kind of pace right now. Nobody has that kind of pace that Redstone and Jishnu have. They've been showing some stellar pace. I think yeah, Shooter would be. He's a pretty reasonable driver, and he knows how to play his cards right. I think he would be aware of that and just wants to build a DRS train behind him, keep Suraj as like a buffer between himself and the likes of Baz, Noble, and Rahul, and so on.
And what do you think we have in store for Vfix? When he started the race, he was P6, I believe. Now he's P11 because of that drive-through, and has his good friend Yash Gosalia ahead of him.
Yes, I was about to mention that these two with history in the past, Yash and Vifix.
I mean, I would have loved for you to have the game now, so that even if I could keep an eye out on front, you could have kept an eye out on this battle. This has promise of becoming very, very spicy. I think
Indeed.
the safety car will be in the next lap. So we have one
Next
more
lap would be reasonable, yeah, because Parth and I think Parth's disconnected car and Oxidize are yet to catch up to the field.
I
And
think they'll
also
catch up
Vintage.
this lap either way, but maybe the safety car might just stay out. But let's
Well,
see.
it is a long
might
lap,
come in.
Malo. Maybe it might come in this lap.
Yeah,
Who
it
knows?
might come in. Yeah, it might come
Yeah.
because their Parth and Oxidize will surely catch up. I'm just not too sure if. I mean, you never know. I think it's a roll of the dice when these kind of calls are concerned. But I would hope that it comes in into the end of this lap, and if there are no more safety cars, then it might just give drivers tire wear to think about with 14 laps on the hard tires.
Yes. Oh, what's
think-
going on?
Yeah, I think
This is a bit of an issue here for Oxidize, who would be
yeah,
just
because he
very
can't overtake
frustrated
the
here.
ghosted
Yeah.
car. Well, the safety car will come in at the end of the next lap. This is confirming now because
Yeah, this is definitely confirmed. We have seen quite a few late calls by the safety car by the game, but this time around we are sure it's going to be on lap 12.
Yeah. And what do you think Sid Venkatesh can do now that he's on a set of mediums? He has a theoretical advantage over the rest of the field. Maybe
Well,
points.
Vintage pits. Said yes, points are on hand, but I think that would require some chaos up front. And I think the ideal situation for him would be to just expect a safety car maybe in the next few laps, say around lap 16, 17 or so. Then he
Would
can go
you-
down another mediums and go to the end.
Would you rather not be in the position of someone like Vintage, who I think has been very smart to now put on a set of mediums and 13 laps on mediums on low fuel,
Doable.
doable. Exactly. So
A little difficult, but doable. I
but
think.
doable, yeah, I think it is doable. And you know what, he'll have good tires in as far as the temperatures are concerned as well. So maybe that is what Sid could have done. But yeah, he was. I mean, I don't think he had a lot of
I
options.
think Sid wants to
When the
prioritize
safety
his
car
track
was-
position here. Yeah, exactly. Doesn't want to take any unnecessary chances. Yeah, and that is somebody going very close to the wall there for a moment. I thought Jishnu was about
Yeah,
to breathe
I
the
was-
tag you are holding.
Yeah, it felt like he might just crash under
Yeah.
safety car there, just to.
Indeed.
Or maybe he was just violently weaving to get temperature. But either ways, these are hard tires, so it is not very easy to get temperatures. But I think the safety car should be coming in at the end of this lap. We still don't
Waiting
have
for the
that message,
call.
but there
And
you
we've
go.
got the call. All right.
Right, so I will stay on board with Shooter now to see
Right.
when Redstone decides to launch his McLaren into turn 1. He might leave it pretty late because slipstream effect. He doesn't.
Maybe he wants to
want to
bolt
be-
just before the entry to the final corner. That will
Yeah.
be an unexpected place to go, rather
Yeah,
than at the
that-
midpoint of the corner, at the exit of the corner. That would be slightly unexpected by Redstone if he chooses to do so. Let's have a look what he does. They're all still weaving it out. Jishnu is just being a little tentative, and Redstone has, I think,
He's gone.
around about the point where I said he would, and that is a reasonable exit for everybody. Shooter just slightly blocked down, I think, about I'm assuming everybody else is just going to stay in formation as we go towards turn 1. I am keen to see what Vifix and Yash do, as we see here Baz just having to follow Suraj, and they hold position for now, but Yash has gone a little bit wide there. That will open up the door for Vifix, but I think no, it's a little too opportunistic there for the Red Bull driver. We still have yellow flags, or is that just a bug by the game? Yash has gone wide, and that is not going to bode well for him. I think the dirty air is really catching him out, or maybe it's the cold tire temperatures. He's harvesting a little bit there, as we can see. This is a pretty dangerous curb there. If you mount it, then you can really just be dragged all the way, and that is once again, Yash is not enjoying it, seeing these hard tires. Or maybe they're just not warming up very well.
Something wrong with Vifix's driving. I don't know what it is. It feels like he's driving
He's
at
just
70.
not comfortable.
It feels like
I've never
he's
seen
driving
him
at
this way.
70% of his pace. He's very tentative into corners.
Looks like I'm watching myself drive, yeah. There's never anywhere close to the limit there.
Yash, by the way, another missed
Yash
apex.
is not having any fun there. I'm not sure what's going on with that. Maybe this tire is just too cold, maybe the dirty air is just too problematic, but that's a battle between Yash and Smith, and there's the inside line for Yash. Smith is going to hang it out. This is going to open up the door massively for Vifix. Let's see what the Red Bull driver can do. What can Smith do actually? Can Smith hold on to this P9? They're going to go almost 3 wide here. As we go towards the final corner, Yash has the inside line, Smith has the outside. Who will get the best exit though? Would it be Vifix there? At the end, Smith does not get a good exit. I think Vifix would be in party chat with him and just let him know that it does not make sense to battle him too much. And Vifix moves up to P10. Smith loses 2 positions in a matter of a few meters, and that is Yash up to P9. So, yeah, very, very interesting there.
And Shooter already 1.5 seconds adrift off the top 2. So, well, you were
He
right.
wants to be smart about it, just
banking in the podium, but there is no banking in as far as Suraj is concerned. He wants that podium, and he wants to talk to me and berate me about the steward's decision that I have taken. So Suraj is properly motivated tonight, and I think for the battle for the lead as well as for the podium is very much on.
I think Shooter has just seen what happened to Suraj in the first stint on those mediums, where he just fell away massively. I think it was 3 seconds by the time he was overtaken by Shooter.
Yep, 3.5
seconds. Followed behind Restaurant and Jesh in the top 2. So I think he just wants to take a.
But look at Baz, so close, less than 3 tenths, 2.5
Baz is
tenths.
very close to Suraj, so maybe Suraj, maybe Shooter's back in the pack quite a bit there. I did expect to see the gap tumble that much, or maybe has Suraj taken off a little bit of wing at his pit stop.
Yeah, there might be a change in the lead coming up, but we'll keep an eye out on this battle as Baz is following
I think they're all
Suraj.
hold position. Oh, never mind. Baz tries a move. I think he just wanted to scare Suraj a little bit there. Vifix and Yash do trade places, but Yash going for the drive. There's contact there. The Red Bull has to cut the corner, and that's a 10-second penalty, but that will be hotly debated. Welcome back, IRL drama. Welcome back. I've missed you. Vifix lets Yash by and has to let Smith by as well. Smith has to go off the circuit, that's going to open up the door for Yash Gosalia. No, that's for Sid Venkatesh, and they make contact. Oh, wow.
Are you not entertained?
Are you not
Vifix and Gosalia kicking off all sorts of trouble for people around.
Martin Scorsese is raising his hands right now. You absolutely must. Oh, that's a crash for Yash. Yash has had a moment there, and that. Well, I'm surprised with all the stray yellow flags we've had. We haven't seen a safety car or a VSC yet for all the debris that you would logically assume needs to be cleared up. But there you go, another yellow flag for the backer. Somebody else had a moment, or no, that's still Yash's yellow flag, or that's Parth, I'm not sure. But these two, they're just having the time of their life. No idea what's going on in the rest of the field here, unless they're at party yard and somebody's just cussing their way through the race.
I don't have a camera on me, Tips, but I am still smiling about that. That half lap of madness that we just witnessed. By the way, this is going to be a standard.
Straightforward. Yeah, they know that it doesn't make sense for them to take any chances here. They get close, but it really doesn't make any sense to take chances here. Jishnu and Restaurant are just going to be trading DRS every now and then. Shooter is still there. He's not disappeared entirely yet. Yash is into the pits, and that's also Sid into the pits. I'm assuming Smith did not pit. Smith had damage, didn't he? He made contact
Yeah.
with Sid.
Yeah, he
He
has
is
an
missing
end
an
plate
end
missing.
plate, so I would have expected him to box, but I think he just expects another safety car in some time. And that is Azun up to P10. I think he was like 15th or 16th, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, and V6
At
is up
the
into P8, but
start.
his
Yeah.
teammate Noble up into P6, and he's in the fight for the podium. So Noble, what a drive it has been from P17. He's up into P6 in the battle for P3.
Don't
And
discount him for a podium as of now, Madhu.
yeah, he is.
Anything's
in the
possible
battle
here.
for the
We
podium.
could definitely see.
And
Oh,
it's
that's Oxalez with a 10-second penalty. He's retired. In the pits, alright. I was just wondering if that's a issue for maybe cutting a corner. This is getting feisty between Shooter, Suraj and Baz, so I think Shooter's playing this well. He knows that as long as there is Suraj between himself and Baz, it's going to be a little more difficult for the Ferrari driver to try and get past, try and attack, I should say. As we have a yellow flag, that will be an issue for those trying to make a move into this part of the track once Oxidizer's car comes back onto the circuit for whatever reason the game decides to do so. And yeah, Baz is in a bit of a tough situation here, Malav, I would say, because he has pressure from ahead and behind.
and
not
Rahul is
very
losing
easy.
positions
He is
hand
disconnected.
over fist here. Oh, he has disconnected. That's why. Because I saw Azun overtake him, and now Smith is up into P10 as well. But yes, Baz is in a precarious situation here. He's unable to make any sort of real inroads on the two cars ahead of him, and now will come under pressure from Noble Garter. So he'll have to keep his wits about him. Rahul wants to join the game, which I have invited him. So let's hope he can join us soon. Jishnu, by the way, did overtake Redstone at the start of the last lap, or the current lap rather. So, well,
I think we're just going to keep doing that.
At what point, Chips, do you think they start counting back from
Yash
lap
is
25?
I think about lap 20. I would expect that these two, Redstone and Jishnu, will have some kind of, oh, that's a snap of oversteer there for Suraj. That is going to be very problematic. We'll just get back to the lead. Back for the lead.
Didn't know where he was going, Suraj, there for a second. Baz is, I think Suraj is
Rahul's back.
the straight line speed, or the setup that he has.
I think we can just have a look at their battery values from the steering here, because I don't think Baz has a whole lot on his tank right now. Battery pack, I should say, not tank. Suraj is he struggling again? Is he having to push his cars to keep up with Shooter? Is he suffering from the dirty air effect from being stuck behind Shooter?
Yes, and I think he has.
Sorry.
The setup is not. Probably it's a setup thing. We wouldn't know. But
Or maybe it's the
he
hards.
has been
He was pretty good on the mediums.
on the mediums, yes. But then he's unable to really pose any sort of threat to Shooter, despite being in DRS for this long. So I don't really understand it. Unless he's just playing it safe, unless he's turning off his battery at points where he could be, and he's just waiting for the right opportunity, maybe the last lap, and he's allowing Shooter to do all the hard work and punch a hole through the clean air, and just take it easy right now. He probably doesn't feel any sort of threat from Basil behind.
As you say that, he is slightly closing up to the back of the V carb or the RB. How do I go about it? Toro Rosso. Catching up with the Toro Rosso.
It's the Toro Rosso.
Yeah.
I think
That's
that's
the nicest way to go about it. Very nice name, Toro Rosso. And we're going to see a movie between the McLaren and the Braun GP, would I say? Or the Mercedes, yeah. Mercedes and McLaren trade places. Redstone now into the lead, and I think this will carry on maybe for another lap. They want to build enough of a gap such that I think they have some leeway when they are actually going to try and battle it out. Because from what I've seen these two do in the past, they will try to build up enough of a gap and then just have a nice, honest battle with each other. Obviously, it would be respectful. You would hope it would be respectful between the pair of them. But I think that's what they're trying to do. Just build up maybe, I would say, a 5-second buffer, Mayan. That would be enough.
Yeah, I mean, they would build that naturally in the next 3-4 laps. So by the time we reach the business end of this race, they would have that kind of buffer. But even if they don't, I think 3.5 seconds is a. I don't expect fireworks between Redstone and Jishnu like you could expect with, let's say,
Yeah.
VFX and Gosalia. So I think I think they're pretty comfortable even with this gap, and
Yeah.
they're not too fussed about, because I think they can trust each other to not be very aggressive or.
The fix on the back of Raman, by the way, I think we can also have a look at that. So I was going to say, presently with the penalty looming over his head, the fix would, I think, be outside the top 10. I think it would be 11th as things stand if his 10 sec were to be applied right now, although he is going to have a few more laps to make amends for that. He gets past Raman, who now falls down to P8, although Raman knows he can see it on his driver indicator there that he just needs to be within 10 seconds of VFX in order to regain the position. Top two just doing the usual swap of positions.
Yeah, but they did that after the main straight. They did that in sector 1 and not on the main straight. So that's the first.
Have they started battling it out? Do you think they've started battling?
I think it's a little bit too soon for that. 5 laps to go. 5 laps is a very long time.
Well, that would
What
be
would have been fun to
perfect for
know?
us, yeah.
What would have been fun to know is the kind of setups they're running. Like we had the
Yes.
battle between Charles and Max, where Charles had a very downforce heavy setup where he was mega in sector 1, but he was losing all that time and all that advantage in the second and third sector because Max just had insane straight line speed or had tuned his car to be quick in a straight line. So
I think that's the case for Redstone. I just have a feeling maybe Redstone's running a slightly higher downforce setup than Jishnu. Jishnu's opting for a slightly more straight line oriented setup. Just pure guesswork here. I have nothing to back that up with. Just based on the
it could
prior.
be the case.
Yeah.
And it's likely we are going to speak to them both after the end of the
Yes,
race. So we will
indeed.
just ask them.
5 laps
Baz
to go.
has again been very close.
Look at the advantage
But
Suraj gets
just
down this main straight.
Yeah, and again going
He
deep into that
overshoots his
corner.
breaking point, so
That's not the
this is
first
what
time.
he needs to be crucial about.
That's not the first time he's
Careful
made that
about,
mistake. But
Is he
again,
getting frustrated there, Malav? Do you think?
see that's what I don't know. It's Jeddah. I don't expect drivers to be sitting behind each other for this long. As Baz makes a mistake, it's just about recovered it.
Rectifies it just in time.
And
What about Noble? Noble's right behind him. He's not close enough right now to make a
become dangerously
move
close, Baz, to losing
Yes.
DRS. But as far as Suraj is concerned, there are times where I feel like he's just biding his time and is going to pounce on the last lap or the second last lap, and then he overshoots turn 1 a couple of times, which tells me maybe he's just pushing quite hard and but still not getting the overtake done. So I don't quite know what to believe. It's a situation that Suraj is. But either way, I think Shooter is doing a very good job, honestly, while he's losing time. And yes, there you go. Baz has lost DRS.
Lost DRS, and I was about to say he does have DRS, but I think he is about to battle it out with Noble. Noble is trying to find a way past the Ferrari, and as we exit the last corner, Noble's harvesting a little bit there. He knows that he just needs to get in the slipstream.
How
there
do
with
none
DRS.
of them have DRS? Noble
I think
does
it's only
now.
Baz. Well, Noble going for the switch back there. He goes for the dummy, and he is trying to get past the Ferrari driver. They're going to go side by side through turns 1 and 2, and I think Baz is going to squeeze him out there. Noble will not be very happy with that, but they're still going at it, although I think it is going to end the way it started. Somebody's lost an end plate. That is Suraj.
Oh, is it Suraj?
It was a Mercedes end plate, and it's a Mercedes missing the end plate as well. So he's clipped the inside wall there, Malav, on the entry of that corner, and he's ridden that curve there. That's going to cause him to lose quite a bit of time. So what was looking to be a very comfortable P4 for Suraj might, I think, just about be P7 at the end of all this.
This might just solidify
P6,
the podium for Shooter.
Yeah.
Because
look
now...
at the gap. 3 seconds.
3 seconds. So he does not have anything to worry about.
It all unfolded in a matter of moments there. The Shooter is naturally falling back from Jishnu and Redstone. I think they will be probably looking to get their elbows out now in these final few laps. This is where we're going to see some cinema between these two, some fantastic racing. So Baz lost some time to Suraj. Him and Noble were battling it out. Suraj made the mistake, and all this has resulted in almost a guaranteed P3 right now, if things are to be the way they are for Shooter.
Yeah,
And it's
and I
given
think
everybody quite a bit of buffer.
it gives a very good chance for Noble as well to overtake Bass finally, now that the Ferrari does not have DRS. So
Yes.
I think Noble, with the advantage he has of DRS, should be getting through.
Not this time around.
No,
Too far
he
back.
just hangs back. I think he also understands there is
He is
no
running
need
out
to
of
force
laps
it.
though.
I think he still has a couple of laps, so should be fine. He might still get his P4, and it would still be, I think, driver of the day worthy drive from Noble.
Well, 12 positions gained, that would be very cruel to deny him that pleasure. He's driven a fantastic race. I think it's been pretty much faultless from Noble. He's been the alright Suraj with the penalty. That is not what you need. That is just gonna add to his woes here. It's
And he's gonna keep losing time, because of the
Vifix is gonna catch up to him.
Yeah, Vifix is gonna catch up to him. Maybe Raman as well. I might not be surprised if Azun can get into that 3-second window. Might be, that's probably asking a bit too much.
That's a bit
from
of a
Azun.
stretch there, yeah. Because that's like
but it
15
depends.
seconds behind.
Maybe if he had a real life simulation of damage where it keeps getting
Yes.
worse after laps. But I don't think that's a feature in the game at the moment. As
You cannot expect realism. Yeah. Sorry, go on. Sorry.
yeah, I was just expecting Redstone. I mean, Redstone just gave a bit of a scare and definitely to me when he faked the dive on the inside, and I think this is the lap
Penultimate
where
lap,
it gets
Malav.
serious. Chips, lap 24
Absolutely.
of 25.
A little off of
They
their
will
position.
go through this set of corners just once in this race after this.
Once more.
So it is.
What about Noble and Baz? Are we going to see finally a moving mid? Nope. Noble will still have to look at the rear end, look at that HP wing, no, the IBM wing of the Ferrari. So I think Noble is just setting it all up. I'm sure he just knows that he just needs to wait for the last lap here, the last DRS zone. That is where you can just gain such a massive advantage on your competitor there. And I'm sure Baz is also aware of that. So this is going to be something we will also be looking out for. I think Shooter is just biding his time, just playing it safe. No need to take any sort of risks here. Just bang in some consistent lap times over this lap and the next and bring it home. It's going to be a very good podium for him. But this is what we're going to look out for. This is the battle for the lead. We are entering the final sector of the penultimate lap of this race. Jishnu leads Redstone, but it's only 4 tenths, Malav.
I think Redstone has this covered. He will not overtake on this straight. He will just
He's actually
wait.
holding back. He's losing a little bit of time, I think, compared to what he otherwise would have. As we exit the last corner for the penultimate time, Jishnu leads the way. Redstone will get the DRS. They both have a little snap of oversteer there. But we are about to start the final lap. Will Redstone deploy his battery here, or does he save it for the run up to the final corner on the last lap? So
I
we
think
start
he
lap
will save it.
25. Jishnu has a lock up there. So is Jishnu feeling the pressure here, or is he just trying to play games with Redstone here?
I think it's expected of Redstone to not go for a move right now. So I think Justin would have seen
I think
that
similar
coming.
for Baz and Noble.
Yeah,
Suraj has been overtaken by Vifix, by the way.
yeah, he has been overtaken by VFX, and Raman will
Yellow.
catch him at this rate. Yellow flag for the Haas. I'm assuming that's vintage because
No, that might be vintage, yeah, vintage.
yeah, that's vintage.
There's the car ahead of these two, so in case he has another yellow flag movement, that could prove to be very problematic for these two, whoever wants to try move, although I think that does not seem to be the case. Now this is crucial corners. These are the corners that Redstone needs to absolutely nail together in order to get close to Jishnu. But look, he's fallen to 7 tenths.
He's made a
Well, that
mistake there,
is
but I
a
think
bit
he's
of a
still within
error there.
earshot.
Yeah,
He still has.
He still
the
has a
straight
chance
line.
here.
Yeah,
We
look at-
should never discount Redstone here. He has been a master at what every one of his races around
Gained
Jeddah
3
here.
tenths on that straight
And
alone,
yeah,
by the way.
And this is where he's going to use up all his battery. And I think approaching the last corner, are we going to see a dive? Are we going to see move around the outside? What are we going to see here? Probably move on the outside for Redstone. He's going to hang it out there. Will Jishnu give him the room? He does. Who's going to have the best straight line speed? I think it might just be Redstone here who's going to have the advantage. Oh, it's a photo finish. That is amazing. And Redstone takes the win by less than a tenth, and that is Baz and Noble battling it out, and now the 4 to finish to the line, possibly Ferrari versus Red Bull. Who is it gonna be? I think this is gonna be Baz who's gonna edge out Noble right to the end there. Vifix will finish 6th, but he has a 10-second penalty to deal with. Suraj, I think he stayed where he was, didn't get overtaken there. Vifix falling down the order. Azun in P9, Smith in P10.
Look at how close it was between Raman and Suraj because of Suraj's time penalty. Only
Indeed.
2.5 tenths in that.
I
But once again, a very slim margin. It was the slimmest of margins, in fact, for qualifying. And it's, well, again, I don't know how far we have to go, how far back we have to go to get the race decided by less than a tenth. 800ths of a second between Redstone and Jishnu. Beautifully driven by both of them. So now it is 2 race wins each. 2 for Redstone, 2 for Jishnu in this race. Smith, by the way, stayed out chips, and he did get a point for it. So good effort from the Sauber driver.
Yeah. And he put it, I think that would have been a bit of a problem for him.
Yeah, might not have gotten points. But what a race that was! What a finish that was! Chips, if you can invite our top 3, which is Shooter, Jishnu, and Redstone,
IRL,
to the party chat.
Absolutely. So I will be doing so. Jishnu is on Discord. How do I go about doing that? I can't see Shooter online. Can you? I can see Redstone, so I'm inviting him over. So let's have a look at the classification probably while you also try to find I can't see either Jishnu or Shooter on my list here, so maybe you
let me try. But yeah, that's the race result. Redstone pole, fastest lap, race win, led every lap. What a grand slam for Redstone Turf. Jishnu and Shooter rounding up the podiums. Baz, respectable P4. Noble, absolutely bonkers of a drive from P17 to P5. Suraj had issues, but still good haul of points for the Mercedes in P6. Raman up by 6 positions. He finishes P7. Vifix, a race to forget for him in P8. Azun again getting a lot of positions in the bag in the middle of the race, P9. And Smith was the last points finisher. Let me now try. I think Redstone has joined us.
I think he has. I'll just take a moment. I think while you find Shooter and Vishnu. I'll just be back.
How do I invite Jishnu? I have no idea. Redstone, can you hear us? Because I think there was an error. Okay. Can you hear me, Chips? Because I can't hear any of the other people.
I think Malab.
Hello, Redstone. Now I can finally hear you. Thank you. I hope Shooter, can you hear us?
You're audible to us. Not sure if Shooter can hear you.
All right. Let's start with Jishnu then. Jishnu, can you hear us? Apparently not. Restaurant, will just start with you then. I don't know if you're going to ever hear from.
I think they can hear. I mean, I can hear all of yours. Maybe.
Okay, but I can't hear Shooter or Jishnu, and if I can't hear them,
okay.
then maybe people on the party can't either. And people on the stream can't either. So we'll start with you, Redstone, our race winner. Talk us through that qualifying, decided by 1,000ths of a second. Do you think you had slightly more lap time, or was that the best you could get out of yourself in Jeddah tonight as far as qualifying is concerned? And then let us know about the race as well, because it was coming, the last lap overtake. We just didn't know when, whether it will be sector 2, sector 3, or the final straight. Ultimately, it was the final straight after the final corner.
Yeah, it was a hectic race. GG to Vishnu. I think it's probably the closest race we've had so far. Yeah, qualifying in practice, I think we were both doing 26 threes, even 26 twos. We just couldn't nail that lap in the actual session, but yeah, qualifying was quite close. The plan was to always pull away and battle it out later, and that's what we stuck to. A few misunderstandings in between. When the VSC came out and the safety car came out, and I think when Oxidize went into the pits and retired, I was just passing him, but there was a yellow flag zone, so I had to give the place back again. But apart from that, it was a very good race. No mistakes, just flat out, 25 laps. And I knew he'll be low on ERS because I had the DRS pulling me closer. And in the practice, I was always sending it around the outside of him and getting better traction. So I was just hoping he'd give enough space, which he did, and I just broke as late as I dared and took that call. I think it was a sweet race, one of the most memorable concerts.
Yeah, it was back and forth between the two of you in both stints. If the safety car wouldn't have come out when it did, I think it was lap 8 or 9. Was the strategy still always medium to hards, or was there anything else on the cards?
It was always a one-stop. There was no. The two-stopper wasn't even it didn't even occur to us.
Right, and in the first stint, because Suraj was keeping a tabs on you until I think towards the end of the stint is where he kind of fell off and probably made a couple of mistakes, made him lose DRS, and then ultimately just kept losing time. Was there ever a doubt that the race winner is going to be not one of you, and there could be a surprise driver from behind who could just swoop in, take advantage of the battle, and maybe?
I don't think so. I knew it was, if we didn't make any mistakes, I knew we both had the pace to. I didn't know which way it was going to swing. It could have been him or me, and I'm okay with that. I don't think I have any qualms coming second to Jishnu or Abhi or any of these guys. So as long as we have a fun race, I'm happy. But yeah, no doubts there. I think we were both managing our medium stint initially. We didn't. The first lap or two, we pushed it a bit much, and then we had to hold back to make the one-stopper work. But the safety car came out and it helped us out. So good race altogether.
Yeah, it was a good race to watch for us as well. That was entertaining, especially
Did you
what
catch
was.
my overtake, the last one?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
If I didn't catch that Redstone, then I think that's the end of my commentary career for IRL. But either ways, very strong race. We were just going through that results where you got the pole, the race win, the fastest lap, and I think you didn't technically lead all laps, but I mean it was anything close to a Grand Slam as it can. 2 for Jishnu, 2 for you. Let's see who breaks the deadlock next weekend. While we are not racing next weekend, so we'll see you the week after next. Unfortunately, I just still can't hear Jishnu or Shooter, so we'll.
Do you want me to ask them and something and convey that to you, because they can hear me?
All right, so just couple of questions. One for Jishnu, one for Shooter would be. For Jishnu, how was he managing especially the second stint and the last few laps? Was he comfortable leading into the last lap, or did he always have that at the back of his mind? that he might get overtaken or he would get overtaken. And
Yeah.
for Shooter, the question would be, uh, was it a conscious choice to kind of hang back and just bank in a podium, or especially after the safety car when the gaps were minimal, he wanted to try for a race win or at least a battle for the lead?
Yeah. I heard that, but they're asking if we could start a new party.
Yeah, we could
that
do
a
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
we could do that.
Let's
Maybe
just
Shooter
start a
can
new
invite me
Yeah.
if you can convey that
Shooter,
message.
invite Malav.
Is there some
Make a
kind
new
of
party.
issue?
Wait, I could just hear something.
Oh,
What's that?
They can hear Chips now. They can hear Chips.
Oh, they can hear Chips. Okay.
Were you
Chips,
wanting to make a new party for me?
No, not with
Or something
you.
like that?
With me,
I thought
so
it
that
was
people
something
can-
with Shooter, right?
Yeah.
Oh. Alright. So I think I've missed most of the interviews. Sorry for that. So I
Chips,
can
take it
just-
away. They can't hear Malav, so you gotta
Malav's not
ask the
audible?
questions. They can't
Not
hear
to them. Not to them.
Alright, Malav asked me the question. I'll ask the question on your
I mean,
behalf.
ask your own question, Chips. It's fine.
Anything you want to ask these guys about the race? Maybe Jishnu, maybe Shooter. No, I can hear
Okay.
both of them. So anything you want to ask him?
Okay, so for Jishnu, the question was he comfortable leading into the last lap, knowing Redstone would have almost a full battery pack, the DRS, etc., or would he rather have track position and still try to battle it out for the lead? And the second question was to
Alright.
Shooter about the
I
second
think I'll take it
straight.
one at a time. I tend to mix up both the questions, so sorry for that. Okay, Jishnu, you had Redstone behind you. Hello, Jishnu. You had Redstone behind you on
But
the final lap.
Jishnu, but
Were
we
you
can't
happy
hear
there?
Jishnu on the stream, by the way. So
I'll convey it back. I'll just be that
Okay,
middleman,
okay,
the
okay.
ideal middleman here. So Jishnu, you had Redstone with a full battery pack behind you into the last lap. Was that an ideal situation for you, or were you just worried about knowing that the last lap overtake, the last sector overtake could be imminent for you? Yes. That's a fair bit to convey. I'm not even sure I have everything perfectly noted down to a T, but yes. Okay, it was. He's just being nice and humble about it. That it was a nice battle. He's trying to say it was a nice battle between himself and Redstone, and that he's feeling that the experience that Redstone has as a three-time IRL champion has quite a bit helped him out. But he expects to also be there soon. Is that the gist, Jishnu, or I missed out something there? Gist. I think that's the gist there. Yeah, he hopes to battle more. Okay. Well, that is part one of the conveyance done. Now part two. Malav, any question for Shooter? For Shooter.
The question for Shooter was whether he, at any point in the stint after the safety car, considered battling for the lead, or was he always going to bank in a podium and focus on securing that?
All right. So Shooter, hello. Can you? Hello, Shooter. Yes, long time indeed. So Malav is wanting to ask. Actually, something I have also wanted to ask. This is something I think I said during the stream as well. At the restart on these hot tires, at any point were you planning to battle these two, or were you just wanting to settle it in, just secure yourself a nice podium, a nice P3? Oh, was there any contact there between you two, or was that just all right? Oh, all right. Okay, well, congratulations, firstly, and secondly, Malav, did you get any of that, or
Nope.
all right? So he ran with uneven tire pressures from the get-go because I'm not sure somebody read it up early. Um, So that's why he just was struggling to keep up. He did try to battle with Jishnu and Ajitesh Restaurant, but he ran out of battery and just wasn't able to keep up with them due to the tire pressure situation. And that Suraj gave him a nice battle, but it just wasn't to be in the end, and he secured himself a nice P3. Once
All
again, I hope
right.
this was the correct gist. Yeah. Thank you. Well, I try my best. And I
All
think that
right.
would be it.
So I think
Yeah.
that would be it. And thank you, Shooter, for decorating my screen with whatever you're doing in the share screen. But congratulations to all three once again, especially Redstone. What a weekend it has been. We'll see you next to next week after a long weekend that's going to be there because of the Independence Day. So enjoy your long
Yes.
weekend. Enjoy your this weekend. Take care of yourselves. We will see you a couple of weeks down the line. Thank you, Chips, for joining. It has been a pleasure, and
Thank you for having me.
let's do this
Thank you, boys, for the
2 weeks
calls.
from now.
Appreciate it.
And yep,
Just about.
good night and goodbye.